Isn't it true that there's nothing more annoying than a continuous thought? You see it or hear it in your brain, and you know it isn't correct or valuable. You can't get rid of it, though. You won't be able to clear your head of negative thinking. What should we do then? In this video, you will learn about 7 proven ways to free your mind from unwanted thoughts. 1. Breaking the negativity loop. It seems challenging to think positively when you are continuously surrounded by negative thoughts, but it's not impossible. Negativity can take control of your mind so quickly that it can fill your head with all negative thoughts. Yes, breaking free from a negative cycle can be difficult, especially when it becomes so overwhelming that you can't think about anything else. But guess what? If you're determined to overcome the situation, you'll probably be able to make it work. Let me explain. Breaking free from harmful thinking is the first step toward clearing your mind. It becomes a way of life when you repeatedly assume the same thing. It's also difficult to break bad habits. However, it is vital to overcome a harmful thought blocking your progress in this situation. Here's how to do it. When you catch yourself thinking, "I don't want to do that," or "I don't feel like doing that," pause and ask yourself, what is the source of that thought? It's natural to have negative ideas about things we don't like, but fear frequently motivates those thoughts. So here's what you should do. Find out what your fear is based on, and then move on from that thought. And don't ignore the fact that the most important thing is to try. 2. Dismantle your negative spiritual habits. Have you ever considered how many negative habits you've acquired to cope with your spiritual issues? I bet you listen to self-proclaimed spiritual gurus or specialists in the field and immerse yourself in religious or philosophical myths rather than addressing your problems. Does this sound familiar to you? That is why you must go through the process of dismantling anything that is preventing you from accomplishing your objectives. Don't be concerned. There is a way out. Unfortunately, some religious teachers and experts manipulate spirituality and turn it into something toxic, if not poisonous. Remember that the ultimate goal of spirituality is to liberate your mind from negative beliefs and reconnect with your genuine self. If spirituality itself prevents you from attaining your objective, there is something wrong with it. 3. Recognize your negative thoughts. I'm sure you're attempting to get rid of those pesky thoughts, but allow me to ask a question to you. Do you even recognize the thoughts you're attempting to overcome? If the answer is no, you're probably approaching it incorrectly. This is because you aren't addressing the root reasons for your issues. Instead, you're concentrating on the symptoms. However, the fact is that you must understand what is triggering your unwanted thoughts. Otherwise, you'll be wasting your time and effort on things that will not succeed. Let me reveal a secret to you. Sometimes all it takes to liberate your mind of unwanted thoughts is simply being aware that they are occurring. You may take action to change your ideas and their impact on your emotions once you're aware of them. But how can you recognize which of your ideas are unwanted? It's straightforward. Simply consider the following question. Is it something I want to think about? If you answered yes, this is a thought you should keep in your mind. If you answered no, this is a thought you must stay away from. And if you're not sure, it's usually not a thought to keep in your head. 4. Don't bury your unwanted thoughts. You'll probably try to repress your unwanted thoughts if you wish to get rid of them. But hey, here's a surprise. Whether you believe it or not, repressing unwanted thoughts is ineffective. In fact, it may escalate the problem. Why? Because suppressing is an unhelpful coping method that promotes a vicious circle. Unwanted thoughts tend to grow stronger when they are suppressed. You strive to repress them even more as they get stronger. What's the end result? Unwelcome notions become much more intense and challenging to manage. The cycle will continue until you surrender and give up. Therefore, you will end up creating more unwanted thoughts in the future. When people repress their unwanted thoughts, they are more likely to do so. So, what must you do instead? If you want to get rid of your unwanted ideas for good, the best thing you can do is understand how to handle them healthily. In this way, your brain will be able to handle things without the involvement of your conscious mind. Therefore, instead of ignoring your unwanted thoughts, you must learn to deal with them positively. 5. Keep yourself busy. When you're alone and have some lonely time, unwanted thoughts occupy your mind. There's nothing wrong with this at first glance, but what should you do if unpleasant thoughts start to creep into your mind? If you don't deal with these thoughts properly, they will only get more substantial. So, how should you deal with them? There are two possibilities. Engage in a task or pastime that diverts your attention away from yourself. Going on a walk, playing a phone game, or simply reading a book are good ways to relax. Physical activity is also an option, just don't overdo it. Spend time with people who can help you improve your mood and feel better. Keep in mind that if you spend too much time with people who make you feel horrible about yourself, they're generally not the ideal people to be around. 6. Replace your negative thoughts with positive ones. Let me be very clear about this. Replacing negative ideas with positive ones is one of the most effective strategies to get rid of them. In fact, it's a widespread practice utilized by mental health specialists worldwide. And it's been proven to work since it's the only method to adjust your internal monologue. You'll be able to deal with unwanted thoughts more healthily once you modify your inner dialogue. So, how do you do it then? First and foremost, try to figure out what negative ideas you have. Then figure out what's bothering you about those thoughts. Is it possible that they are overly harsh and critical? Is it just that they're unrealistic? Try to figure out what it is about the negative thoughts that irritate you, and then replace them with good ones. 7. Control your stress and anxiety. What's the primary factor you're having these intrusive thoughts? It may be due to stress or anxiety. The fact is that these kinds of ideas are most common when you're under a lot of stress and tension. And as you may be aware, when you're stressed, your thoughts can be incredibly harmful. Just because you're stressed or anxious doesn't imply you'll immediately think negatively. They will just strengthen your mind's tendency to think badly in general. This isn't always the case, though. If there's something in your life that's causing you stress, it's time to immediately address it. Don't you despise it when anxiety and tension take over your life? That's precisely the type of scenario you want to prevent. So if you're starting to have these thoughts, it's essential to dispose of them before they get out of hand. Overall, controlling unwanted thoughts is not tricky. You can liberate your mind from unwanted ideas by incorporating a few basic practices into your daily routine, understanding why those unwanted thoughts arise, and taking steps to eliminate them. So don't forget to work on having a better sense of who you are. This will help you learn how to deal with your negative thoughts better. If you found this video helpful, please like it, comment below with your experiences and suggestions, and share it with others struggling with negative thoughts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so that you receive the notification every time we upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.